Welcome back to the Toy Report. Have you heard of North Carolina's Constitutional Carry Act? The NRA's involvement in its fate has been the talk of the town. If you have no clue what is going on, allow me to elaborate. HB 189 is the constitutional carry bill that has been making waves in North Carolina lately. We've mentioned it a few times already, so you're probably up to speed on what it's all about. This bill had cleared not one, but two committees in the last couple of days and was all set to hit the floor for a full House vote last week. The excitement was palpable, the anticipation thickened the air. But then, the plot thickened. The bill was stopped, leaving many scratching their heads and wondering what had gone wrong. Some pointed fingers at the NRA, claiming that they had played a hand in stopping the bill in its tracks. So, did the NRA really stop the constitutional carry bill in North Carolina? The answer, my friend, is a bit more complicated than a simple yes or no. Stay tuned for more as we dive deeper into this intriguing tale. So, what is HB 189? It's the bill that's got North Carolinians itching to exercise their right to bear arms without jumping through the hoops of permit applications. It's like the DMV, but for guns. The bill, which would allow anyone over 18 to carry a concealed handgun without a permit, was cruising through the General Assembly until it hit a speed bump. Unfortunately, the bump was more like a roadblock, as the bill stalled all of a sudden after clearing two committees and making it onto the House's list of 50 bills to tackle. If this baby had made it through, it would have been off to the Senate, but alas, we may have to wait a bit longer to see North Carolinians packing heat without paperwork. What's that roadblock, you may ask? Let me elaborate. We had a bit of drama in the North Carolina General Assembly. House Bill 189 was making some serious progress, but there was a wee bit of an issue. Training. Yes, training. Apparently, the bill had a training requirement that didn't sit well with some people we may or may not know. So what happened next? Some of our pro-Second Amendment friends reached out to Paul Vallone, who runs Grassroots North Carolina, to get the scoop. And guess what? The NRA came out against the bill. That's right, the National Rifle Association put the kibosh on this bad boy. And just like that, the bill was re-referred to the Rules Committee. But hold on, let's not jump to conclusions. What's the deal with this training requirement anyway? When Paul was asked about it, he said it's nothing to worry about. There's no central database or registry of training, so there's no way for someone to get jammed up if they choose to carry without a permit. All they have to do is take a course on laws governing carry, and it can be from the NRA, USCCA, or an online course approved by North Carolina. No need to prove it, no way to double check. Easy peasy. So, who do we blame for the holdup? The training requirement? The Rules Committee? No. We blame the NRA. Let me break it down for you. What Paul Vallone asserted was you won't have to worry about getting in trouble with a police officer who might give you a hard time asking stupid questions about where and when you receive your training. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if it was some stupid cop and he decided to ask you some dumb questions about your training? Well, fear not, my fellow gun enthusiasts, because here's the best part. There's no registry or central database tracking training completion. That means you could technically not take an online course, say you completed it, and no one would be the wiser. That's because there is literally no way to double-check the validity of your training. And let's be real, who wouldn't love to take an online course in their pajamas while sipping a cup of coffee? Now, some of you may ask, if there is no way to verify the completion of the training requirements, then what was the point of amending the original bill? As it turns out, North Carolina House Speaker Tim Moore refused to move the bill forward unless the training requirements were added. So you can partly blame this idiot for the added hassle as well. Nonetheless, the bill continued to gain momentum anyway and was passed by the Judiciary Committee and Rules Committee, and was scheduled to go for a full vote on the House floor last April 4th, but it didn't. But it doesn't change the fact that the NRA did something stupid, which resulted in HB 189 getting re-referred to the Rules Committee. What did they do? Well, they shot themselves in the foot with their idiotic move. During the session on the 5th, House Speaker Tim Moore said he was taking the bill off the calendar and sending it back to the House Rules Committee. The top Republican in the Senate also chimed in, saying he didn't believe lawmakers needed to take up another gun rights bill. It's like they just couldn't help themselves from messing things up. Maybe they were feeling trigger happy. In any case, we can all say these idiots have set back the progress of the bill. Granted, the top dogs in the North Carolina legislature had a bit of a split opinion on whether to move forward with additional gun legislation. Senate Leader Phil Berger thinks that people have the constitutional right to protect themselves, and law-abiding citizens can be trusted to handle those rights responsibly, but he doesn't see the need to delve into more issues dealing with guns and people's Second Amendment rights. On the other hand, House Speaker Tim Moore was pushing for the training requirement in HB 189, which again caused the bill to be stalled. Now, he already took it off the calendar and sent it back to the House Rules Committee. It's like a game of hot potato. One person wants to pass it, the other doesn't. It's like they're trying to figure out who's the best at passing the buck. Maybe they should just flip a coin to decide. It seems like we're in for a battle royale, folks. The House and the Senate can't seem to agree on whether or not to move forward with a constitutional carry bill in North Carolina, and now the NRA is getting involved. It's like a political soap opera. Again, Grassroots North Carolina, a gun rights group that's been pushing for the bill's passage, is pissed off that the NRA's issues over the training requirements were added to the bill. But Grassroots North Carolina isn't giving up just yet. Paul Ballone has been very vocal, calling out the NRA for being, quote, largely absent this session and for swooping in at the last minute to declare the bill unacceptable. It's like a high school drama with the popular kids fighting over who gets to sit at the cool kids' table. So, what exactly did the NRA do to mess this up? Per DJ Spiker, the NRA is known for standing up for their beliefs, and they won't compromise on certain issues like constitutional carry. Well, I beg to differ. They've compromised a ton of times. In fact, it was this very same DJ Spiker who said in an interview with firearmsnews.com dated January 21st, 2020, that, quote, the NRA is fully prepared to work to defeat Governor Northam's gun grab, but also work to find compromise, end quote. So yeah, I'm not sure if Mr. Spiker botched HB 189 because he's secretly on some big anti-gun politician's payroll, or he's just an idiot who has no clue what he's doing. Either way, the NRA should really consider looking for candidates to replace this guy and firing him as soon as they have a few shortlisted. It's now up to you to play the judge and decide whether the training requirement added to please one politician is worth getting upset over. Is it a deal breaker for you, or is it just a necessary evil to move the bill forward? Let's not forget that this is politics at play, and compromise isn't always easy to come by. Do you side with DJ Spiker of the NRA, who refused to quote-unquote compromise on a critical issue such as constitutional carry, or do you believe he should have compromised the same way he was going to when he was talking about Virginia Governor Northam's gun grab 3 years ago? Is the NRA getting on your nerves with their refusal to support the bill due to that stupid training requirement? It's tough being uncompromising, isn't it? But hey, would you rather have a partial win or nothing at all when it comes to constitutional carry in your state? North Carolinians, this is your cue to chime in. What's your take on the situation? I'll keep you updated, but things are looking dicey. Luckily, Grassroots North Carolina is on the case. The fate of HB 189 remains uncertain. With conflicting opinions and influential organizations involved, the outcome is anyone's guess. I think this bill is essential to protect the Second Amendment rights of North Carolinians, and if it passes, other pro-Second Amendment states may follow suit. We all stand to benefit. We're just keeping it real here. It's not every day that a bill like HB 189 comes along, and its future hangs in the balance. Whether it will move forward with its training requirements intact, or it will fall apart completely, is anybody's guess. But we're here to keep you updated. And that's all I have for you today. If you have family and friends living in North Carolina, please share this video with them so they're aware of what's going on. Like, share, subscribe, and click on that little notification bell too while you're at it. Thanks for watching, and you have a good one.